Hello. We have not done one of these in like a
While.
long time. Cassie, actually, do you have your view on the right setting? Just making sure, because mine is not. I just want to make sure it's right for you. Like gallery. Yeah. Perfect.
We can see both of us at the same time.
So
Technology.
today's super exciting because we have some really amazing news that we're going to let you in on. And because as you know, we've been the autoimmune experts for pregnancy, birth, and postpartum and breastfeeding. However, we are taking it a step further into the autoimmune world. So Cassie, should I just say it?
Just do it. Yeah.
Okay, I will. So we are going to be, our ideal client is now a type 1 diabetic pregnant mama to be, which is so exciting, so exciting. And we're so thrilled because personally, but also as a business, I feel like it has come back over and over and over again to take it a step further into type 1 diabetes. But actually, as registered dietitian nutritionist, type 1 diabetes, as you know, especially if you're a type 1 diabetic watching this, nutrition is so important in order to manage your A1C, your blood levels, and everything. But with pregnancy, it's even more important because you're trying to avoid a large gestational age. You're trying to avoid all the pregnancy complications in general because you may be at a higher risk simply because you do have an autoimmune diagnosis, such as unfortunately, and sorry, trigger warning, but like miscarriage or preeclampsia or
flare-ups.
Yes, postpartum flare-ups that's related to
birth complications. Yeah.
So much is going on, simply not simply, but because of an autoimmune background, but because of type 1 diabetes, it is that much more important to make sure that all your health boxes are being checked off, because you do have to worry about more things, as you know. And so our job is we want to make it easier for you. We want to take off some of that load because there's so much. So Cassie, you take the lead.
Sure. Yeah. So one of the things too is like on my end of things with the birth and breastfeeding, all of that, I think a lot of times all of that becomes very clinical and you don't get to enjoy your pregnancy. You know, everything's about the numbers because type 1 diabetes, we're constantly going through numbers. And so everything gets turned very clinical, but because not a lot of healthcare providers really know the ins and outs of how to, work with a woman who has type 1 diabetes, and then specifically with pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding, and all of that. There's so much more that goes into it. And I think that we're, whether you are high risk with your numbers or not, you're put into that high risk category and you have all these extra tests and, they're going to probably push for an induction or C-section and things like that people who don't have type 1 diabetes maybe don't have to worry about as much. And so we want to help you enjoy your pregnancy, but see it as less of a clinical thing and get the natural pregnancy and birth and breastfeeding experience that you want, that you're looking for, as much as possible, so that it's not this clinical thing. It's you being able to connect back with your body, and which so often doesn't happen with autoimmune diagnoses in general, but with type 1 diabetes is that disconnect from our body, because it is now, there's so many of the numbers and it feels like very mechanic and things like that. So getting back to that aspect of things. So we're really excited for this transition for everyone. So if you are in our community and you've been following along with our stuff, we really appreciate all of your support. If you want to continue to support us, that's amazing. But we are really going to be starting to look at and speak to women with type 1 diabetes during their pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So we're excited for all of you here that fall into that category. And for those of you who don't, we're excited for you to learn more about this category. And if there's any way in that we can support you, either one, we absolutely would love to. So do you want to talk?
Oh wait, I have one more piece of news. I was about to be like, okay, bye. We have news. So should I go for it, Cass?
Yes.
You ready? Okay. So for the next 2 weeks, we have our wait list open for our drum roll, please. our new signature program, which is the type 1 diabetes pregnancy protocol. So this is like our before it was a healthy autoimmune pregnancy protocol. Now this is going to be even more niched into the type 1 diabetes. It's going to, like Cassie said, she said it so well, it's going to speak really to our type 1 diabetics, because there is another level of nutritional maintenance and attention that is required. And so that's really what that's a major change. But we're so excited. So we have 2 weeks of the wait list, and then it's going to be launching after that 2-week period. But if you apply to our wait list within the next 2 weeks and you say, I want this, we can hold your spot for you, and it will be $3,000 off your 12-month investment, which is amazing, amazing, because, you know, pregnancy is having children, everything, a lot of things are expensive in life, but you deserve to have this type of value within your pregnancy because it is life-changing. So if you have any questions about it, I'll let Cassie do a little reiteration just to make sure I didn't cover I didn't miss anything, but you go ahead.
So we have our 2 weeks for our wait list. We're going to launch that in a couple of weeks, but we want to make sure you get your spot. We have a feeling that these spots are going to go quickly. So it is first come, first serve, like we always usually do. But if you reserve your spot in this wait list period, you're going to be ahead of the game. There's a chance that we may have this wait list open and we may not have spots left by the time we are set to launch. So make sure to check that out again. First come, first serve, apply, and then you have that, you know, chunk of cash off of your investment, which is really, you know, a really good, amazing little bonus there too. So.
Absolutely. Well, we'll put the link below in the comments to that landing page where you apply for the wait list. But we're so excited. Again, thank you if you are not a type 1 diabetic and you're like, you know what, these ladies are great, but you know what, this isn't speaking to me anymore. We love you, and mwah, we are so glad that our paths have crossed. If you're willing to stay and enjoy the ride with us as Mama's Maternal Health grows, we'd love that as well. But type 1 diabetic mamas, we are here for you, and we're so freaking excited. So we love you lots, and we'll talk soon.